Good afternoon, everyone.
Good
Good
afternoon.
afternoon.
Afternoon, ma'am.
So, what were we discussing in the previous class about? What was the topic? First,
The quality of population.
yes, quality of population. We discussed three important factors which is very much necessary for a good population. What are those?
Health,
Education.
education, and
Mm.
skill.
And skill. So these three are very important. And I told you education is very important because it helps us to improve in our life. Or I told that it is very important. Few reasons I listed. What are those reasons? Adikesh, do you know?
Education opens new opportunities and provides new aspiration.
New aspirations. Okay. Tom, can you tell the remaining?
Develop values of lives.
Yes, it develops values of life. Ellen, what about you? Next one, next point.
Education contributes towards the growth of society.
Yes, it helps in the growth of society. Okay. Amin, can you tell? Amin.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Can you tell any other point? Okay. What about Ken? Ken having some connection problem? Advait Murali?
Enhances
Hmm.
the national income.
Enhances the national income or will be helpful in increasing the national income. Any other point? Pratvik?
It's
Pratvik? Any other point? Lynette?
enhances the cultural richness and
Richness.
increases
Increases the
the efficiency of government.
okay, efficiency of governance. So these were the points we discussed. Then I told you regarding the programs undertaken by the government or how much money they spent on education. I told you what is the overall literacy rate now. What is the percentage somewhat now? It is how much percentage of people are educated or literate in our country? It was very less, somewhat 18%, but it is increased to
85%.
85%. Then I told you regarding the programs, whatever other programs what government has undertaken related to the education. So one graph is given in your textbook that is related to the literacy. You can check that in your textbook. So in 1951, if you see the literacy rate, it was very, very less. And that is a blue color it is shown. Green and red is shown among the literacy levels among males and females. By seeing this graph, what did you understand? Hmm?
It
Just
is
look at,
As years
yeah.
go by, people are understanding the importance of education.
And more education level
is increasing.
okay, increased. Now, one more thing you can find out from this. What is that? One more thing you can understand from the red and green.
Male is more educated.
Males are having more education, or we say that males are more literate than females. The literacy rate among the males, it is more than the females here. Okay. Now, what are the reasons for that? Here is also another table is given. In your textbook, the numbers are a little bit different. You can see 1950-51. The number of colleges, if you see, that is very, very low. Okay. It's only 750. Number of colleges, you see only 750. But if you see 2018-19, number, how much it is? What number is given there? 2018-19. Number of colleges I am telling, this is number of colleges. In 2018-19, it is increased to how much? 39,931. Okay. Another one thing, number of universities, if you see, it was only 30 universities in the year 1950-51. But now how many?
993.
93. So that many increase you can see. Same thing in the case of the students also. It was 2,63,000. Now if you see, that is how much?
57 lakh.
Huh?
We crossed
388. Okay, so that many number of students have increased. Same thing, teachers. It was only 24,000. It has increased to
14 lakh.
Yeah.
16,299.
So you can see that as the number of students increased, teachers also increased, number of universities, number of colleges, everything is increased. This shows what? Educational level of our country. Has it improved or gone down?
Improved.
Yeah, improved a lot here. Okay. Now, even though we say that a lot of improvement is there in the educational field, you can see that I told the primary school education system is given a lot of importance, right? Yeah, previous slide, previous class, I told you the primary school, it was given much importance because you know that the children are getting some sort of education from the primary school. At least they should know, they should be literate, they should know how to read and write. Okay, so we have given, our government have given a lot of importance to primary school education, but at the same time, if you see, there are a lot of problems associated with it. Okay, the problems mainly, you can see the quality of schooling. There is a poor quality of schooling, or we say that some of the areas they are not taking care of the children or they are not studying properly. That is one thing. Another one, high dropout rate. What do you mean by dropout rate?
They stop going to school at one point of time.
They leave the school after some time. Some students, what they do, they will join the school, they learn for some years. After that, they feel that maybe because of various reasons, they may leave the school. They just finish their studies. They don't want to continue their studies. So here, high dropout rates are there in some of the areas. Because of that reason, even though government is doing a lot to improve the education, some areas, these are the drawbacks we can see. The quality of schooling is very bad. Same time, dropout rates are also very high. Okay. Now, Sarva Shiksha Abhiyan. This term, have you heard about this term? Sarva Shiksha Abhiyan. Have you heard? You might have seen sometimes in some of the government schools on the walls, it might have been written, or you might have seen these wordings. No, sometimes with colorful pictures and all, it's written Sarva Shiksha Abhiyan. Okay, now Sarva Shiksha in the sense everyone should have education. That is what you mean by Sarva Shiksha. Sarva Shiksha Abhiyan means it's a program which gives education to everyone. Now, what do you mean by that? Government wants to provide elementary education to all the children in the age group of 6 to 14 years, by which year? 2010. Already 2010 passed, but still our all children are not educated, but still this Sarva Shiksha Abhiyan continues. Okay, so what do you mean by Sarva Shiksha Abhiyan, Adikesh?
Giving education to all children.
Provide elementary education to all children who are in the age group of 6 to 14 years of age by 2010. Now, it's a time-bound initiative. It's a time-bound initiative in the sense Within this time, they will finish it. That is 2010 timing is given. So it's a time-bound initiative, and whose initiative it is mainly? It is an initiative of central government. They cannot do all alone things related to education. So in partnership with state government, local government, and the community. Community in the sense where the school is set up, those community also will be taken care of the school. For achieving, what is their goal here now? Universalization of elementary education. Universalization of elementary education in the sense, in our country, all children should have the access of education or should get the education. That is what universalization of education. You know what is universal adult franchise, right? When we
Yes.
say universal
Yes,
adult
ma'am.
franchise means what? Everyone should have the right to vote. The same way, universalization of elementary education means all should have the access to education or all should get education. So this is one program taken by the government to educate the children of our country. Vaishnavi, what do you mean by Sarva Shiksha Abhiyan?
It is a step for providing elementary education for all the children in the country in the age group of 16 to 14 years by the year 2010.
This is also included in that particular definition. What is that?
It
It
is
is
a
a-
time-bound initiative of the central government with the partnership with the state and the local government and also the community for achieving the goal of universalization of elementary education.
Elementary education. Okay. Next one, other than Sarva Shiksha Abhiyan, there are various Sarva Shiksha. Yeah, when we talk about Sarva Shiksha Abhiyan, it is a free education. It is free at the same time compulsory education to all the children. Okay, by 2010.
Between 6 and 14 years of age by
Or there might be some dropouts. So the government wants to bring them to the school campus. That is one thing. Another one thing, what happens sometimes the children, they may not be able to study. So after many years, as when they became adults, also they feel that they wanted to study. So that initiative was also, you can see among the people, even when they become adults, also they go for learning. But it may not be in the school and all. Another one, bridge courses. Bridge courses in the sense, some courses are there introduced in our country, that is bridging the gap between school and the universities. Okay, so some sort of guidance are given, some sort of bridge courses are introduced in the schools, especially to increase the enrollment. Enrollment in the sense, what do you mean by enrollment? Especially to increase the admission, increase the number of students in the school. So for that purpose, 2-3 programs have been introduced. That is one thing. Another one, you might have heard about midday meal scheme, right? Midday meal scheme means what? Who can say midday meal scheme?
giving food.
Giving food.
Yeah, some sort of food is provided in the school to the students. Okay, so midday meal has been provided. Now, what is the reason for that? One, to encourage attendance. To encourage attendance in the sense, sometimes in some areas, some children, they go to houses for lunch and they will not come back. Okay, so they go to home. Sometimes mother may not be there, might have gone for some work, so they will not eat lunch, and they may remain at home itself. So to avoid that, or to retain them in the school itself, the midday meals are provided. At the same time, You know, the children sometimes they belong to very poor background. They may not have much money with them. So they are not able to, families are not able to provide much food for the people, for the children. So to support the nutritional needs of the children, the government is providing midday meals schemes, midday meal to the children here. So all these things will be helpful in increasing the number of literates in our country. So bridge courses, back to school campus, midday meal scheme, various other programs will be helpful for increasing the number of educated people in our country. Okay. Another one thing you can see, gross enrollment ratio. Enrollment ratio in the sense you just understand admission, number of admission in the higher education. So here we are talking about higher education, not the elementary education. Okay, especially in the age group, it is given 18 to 23. So you know that what kind of higher education. So that they wanted to increase by giving support to the students in this particular age group. Okay, so in 2018-19, if you see, that is somewhat to 26.3% of the students, they are enrolled in the for the higher education. Okay, now next I will show that video related to it.
The 10th plan also aimed to combine formal.
Have you heard about distance education? What is that?
No, ma'am.
Distance education. It is an education. We can get education by, it's not necessary that we should go to any college or school or anything like that. There are some universities for distance education. You can enroll there, and by sitting at home itself, you can learn the things, and they keep some centers for the exam, and during that time you can come and write the exam. It is like nowadays we can say online classes. It is somewhat like that we can say. Every day they will not be having classes and all, but some areas they will sometime or some maybe once in a month or 3 days in a month they may have classes. Then they sit at home and they give education, they get the degree or whatever for they are learning. Like that, distance education is there in our country. Another one you can see some sort of importance are given for vocationalization and networking technology education. Okay, because you know that today's world technology is very much important. Vocational courses are very important. So for that purpose, or you can say to give, or these will help, this will be helpful for getting jobs and all in the market. So for that purpose, government is giving much importance to vocational courses, technical education and all. Also, you can see that the number of female or the number of females those who are getting education, it is very less compared to males, or the percentage of males, if you see, they are more educated than the females. What will be the reason? Why is it so?
Because olden days women were not allowed to get education. So
Yeah, or there is a reason, or there is a thinking that why to give education to women, because after all, after some years she needs to look after her family. So there is no need to there is it's not necessary to give education to women or females. This was the thinking. Okay, so from the traditional time onwards, the thought was like that: no need to give much education to the women, because her ultimate work is what, to looking after the family. But nowadays it is changed a bit. Literacy rate, if you compare the 1951 and 2001, that is different. 2001, the literacy rate has increased among the females.
Fortunately, this trend appears to be changing. People in urban areas are more literate than people in rural areas.
Yeah, that is, they are just showing. You can see here percentage of literates to total population. They have given 56,000 and below, 56 to 64, like that. Which some areas you can see more literates are there. Where dark green is shown, the literacy is.
Among the states, literacy rates range.
So another factor which is very important to see, that is health. Whenever we check the quality of population, health of a person is very much important. Okay. Now, the healthy person or health of a person, when we say he is able to fight against the diseases, he is fit and fine, he is able to work properly, or his contribution towards the national income will be very high, or his working ability will be very high. So a healthy person is an asset for a country. It is very important for seeing the welfare of the person. Okay, so health is very much important, because if a person is healthy, then only he will be able to work properly. Now, you know that if a person is not healthy, or if a person is sick, whether any firm will take that person as an employee. What is the reason? What is the reason? Why nobody will take him?
Sometimes because of
Yes.
illness he cannot come to.
Louder.
Because of illness he cannot come.
Yeah, because of illness, he may not come to the industry or firm some days. So leave will be taken. That is one reason.
This
Another
may
reason,
affect the company which he is
working. Yeah, productive ability will be very less. He will be tired all the time, and his working ability will be very slow. So nobody will prefer to take a sick person in the firm. So what will happen? Because if the person is sick, his ability to work will be affected because of his sickness. Okay, so because of that reason, we say that is why we say that health is an important factor to see whether the population that is good, or quality of the population is good or not. Okay. Next, related to our national policy in the sense, our country's policy towards the health situation. Okay, that is what it is given. So before that, wait. Okay, then bye everyone. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.